And here we go again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports. If you haven't subscribed already, please do smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, share the video, and don't forget to check us out on Android, Google Play Store, BWTM TV. You can download the app, it's for free, and you can watch all this on the app as well. Picture you've got here is of the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe. Well, this is him. Riddick Big Daddy Bowe, almost unrecognizable, 53 years of age, and wants to make a comeback. It's a difficult story to talk about here with Riddick Bowe, because for myself, I have an interesting story about Riddick Bowe. When I first started out doing videos, doing interviews, I was on fire. I was interviewing the who's who of boxing. I just finished working with Fight Hype in the UK. I had moved to the Caribbean. I was interviewing everyone: Bright Jennings, Peter Fury, Tyson Fury, Huey Fury. Every week was David Price Trainer. It was all like Seth Mitchell. I was just going through the Keith Thurman, Terence Crawford. I was just going through them like hot knife through butter. And one of the guys I wanted to interview was Riddick Big Daddy Bowe. Well, I did manage to get in contact with Riddick Bowe, actually. And say, like, I started doing this, let me think. It's coming 10 years now, at least. So 2009, 2010. 2010, I reached out to Riddick Bowe. And it wouldn't be 2010. 2012. So like 2012, I reached out to Riddick Bowe. So we're talking 10 years ago, right? About just under 10 years. And I reached out to Riddick Bowe to do an interview. And you know what Bowe said to me? He said to me, "How much are you going to pay me for this interview?" I'm like, "What, Riddick?" And this guy, by this time, this guy's retired now. I'm just trying to get an interview with a legend. He's like, "What? How much are you going to pay me?" I'm like, "Really, I'm not going to pay you anything. I just want to get an interview with you because you're a former heavyweight champion." Well, for no pay, no interview. So he never did the interview. Years later on, Riddick Bowe was struggling. They were going to take his house away from him. And I did a video on this situation and actually promoted his GoFundMe page so that he would be able to get the money together to stop his house from being repossessed. Then Riddick Bowe made a sort of semi-comeback. He went and did kickboxing or some sumo wrestling that went horribly wrong. And now Riddick Bowe, 53 years old, is thinking of coming back to fight an exhibition match against Mike Tyson. Look at him. Someone will sanction this for sure. Celebrity boxing. Good evening. And I have to say now that these exhibition bouts at the moment, it's all well and good until somebody gets seriously hurt, and then they'll be stopped these exhibition bouts because there's no rules in place. Riddick Bowe, 53, is looking to come back. There should be some sort of rule that says you have had to for a period of time, or you need to have been in shape, or you need to show yourself that you're fit to fight. Riddick Bowe, 53 years old. I mean, he's abused his body over the years. I don't know if he steps himself in the gym or what, but I don't think it's smart for Riddick Bowe. Yes, he wants to make some money. Why didn't he become a trainer? You know, of a talent. Riddick Bowe could have been undisputed champion for a lot longer. You know, he should have fought Lennox Lewis. He didn't take that fight. They ducked Lennox Lewis through the WBC belt and bin. Something that, you know, Bowe will look back on and he will never forget. But Bowe coming back to fight against Mike Tyson next. Mike's already fought recently, you know. He's been training hard. Bowe's motivation to come back will just be purely for the money. And that's what it can be for. And so when you're just fighting for money, yeah, boxing's prize fighters, I get that. But at his age, you know, your health comes second, the money comes first. You get that, and that's a concern. So if Bowe gets badly hurt, the question would be, why was Riddick Bowe coming back to the fight? Because he squandered his money, made reckless decisions. I think boxing, particularly these promoters who take so much money from these fighters, they should be putting educational programs on. So fighters, when they box, they must do an educational program finances. If you can't do it, there needs to be something so they need to, every time they fight, a part of their pay goes towards a fund. So if they get injured or if they retire, there's money there for the fighter. And in the case of Riddick Bowe, I don't want to see him fight again. People want to see him fight again. I don't want to see him fight Mike Tyson. I really don't. I don't. Mike still looks like he's got something left in him. I don't want to see Riddick Bowe box again. I really don't. It's a sad case. And he's one of those guys who could get seriously hurt. I know he was asking Eddie Hearn, because he was serious about coming back to the world. Absolutely ridiculous. It's different like someone like Vladimir Klitschko, who's kept himself ticking over in the gym. But you look at the state of Riddick Bowe. Sorry, look at the state of Riddick Bowe. Look at the state of Riddick Bowe. Does that look like a guy he's been in the gym talking? Does that look like a guy? It's not good. Just is not good. And I hate to say it about a guy like Riddick Bowe, but it's just a shame. A real crying shame. He's doing the celebrity boxing thing, and that's fine, but I don't know. To me, it just makes my stomach turn. I worry Bowe is too damaged mentally to fight again, but I wouldn't want to judge. But see, if you're feeling that way, I'm feeling that way as well. Bowe shouldn't be sanctioned to fight. He's out of CETE, one of the greatest fighters of all time, man. Yeah, he shouldn't fight. Should not be boxing. Yeah, he should not be fighting. Nor should Danny Williams be fighting. It's like that. Shame, a real crying shame. Want to hear and see Bowe? Surely there's some place for him in sport away from fighting. Well, again, I don't know if young Bowe, who I tried to do an interview with, wanted to charge for money. I think Bowe may have overpriced himself in some situations and probably didn't treat certain people right. I don't know. I can't talk about Bowe's personal life, but based on how his affairs have been, his house being repossessed and everything, I mean, that doesn't sound like very good money management. And he may have made some very poor choices. And that sometimes happens because of the type of people you're around, and you want to still help people from your community, and that's fine. But sometimes when you're trying to help people from your community, you think that you owe them something to the point where you keep around them and you keep with that community mindset. And some of that community mindset is cool, and some of that community mindset is completely gutter. And therefore you start following that gutter mentality. And even though you might have the money, you start thinking like that and gutter, and you don't rise. You don't have a better educational system. I don't mean going to university. I mean just being money smart and making smart investments. Like Floyd, he's made very good investments. You understand? So, former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Look at him. I mean, look at Larry Holmes when he made his comeback. Look at George Foreman when he made his comeback. You know what I mean? Look at Manny Pacquiao still fighting now. Look at Bernard Hopkins at 50 when he was fighting. This guy's all regularly fighting. Or at least fight or been saying he wants to fight. If Bowe was serious about getting back in fighting, now at 53 he's thinking about it. But all those years beforehand, he could have got in the ring and done some exhibition bouts, or he could have got himself fighting some low-level opposition fights. But it's just maybe too much of a risk from the promoters, if it's true what he had the CTE scan. It's just a shame. And whichever promoter's taking a chance on him, it's a big risk, massive risk. However, that being said, it wasn't too long ago that the Zone put on a show, a tremendous world champion against a keep fitter, and almost killed that woman in the ring. I don't know if you remember the fight. But it's not the first time. You had the top rank, there's a top rank fight. The guy who couldn't even put his hands up properly. You had a guy looked like that boxing, and flipping, I think he got knocked out in a round. It's not good. Man, I'd hate to see Riddick in the Bowe again. See, nobody wants to see Riddick Bowe in the ring again. Nobody wants to see Riddick Bowe in the ring again. Nobody wants to see Riddick Bowe in the ring again. Why can't some of these rich friends say, look, Bowe, take this money and go away? Or take this money and get your own gym. Take this money and start training some fighters. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a shame. Take care.